He called me insecure while falling in love with someone else. We had been together for almost a year, and from the outside our relationship looked calm. We had routines that made sense, inside jokes, plans that felt real. I knew his coffee order, he knew how I liked to sleep. And there was nothing in our day-to-day life that screamed something was wrong. Then a new name started appearing. At first it was harmless, or at least that's how he framed it. A coworker who sat near him, someone he talked to during breaks. He mentioned her often, always in a way that made her sound easy, safe, uncomplicated. She was funny, easy to talk to, going through a hard time. Once, without realizing what he was saying, he told me she reminded him of me, before I overthought things. I laughed it off, but something settled uncomfortably in my chest. Little things started changing. He began replying to messages while I was talking, nodding without listening. If I paused mid-sentence, he didn't notice. His phone stopped lying face up on the table and started living in his pocket, in the bathroom, under his pillow. At night, it stayed on silent, and when I asked why, he told me he just wanted peace. Somehow, that peace never included me. One evening, we were sitting on the couch watching a movie. I was leaning against him, half asleep, when his phone lit up on the table. I saw her name before he could turn it over. His body tensed, just slightly, and then he smiled at the screen in a way I hadn't seen in a while. He typed back without excusing himself, without hiding it, as if it was normal to share a moment with someone else while I was still holding his arm. When I finally asked him why he seemed closer to her than to me, he didn't get angry. He did something worse. He sounded disappointed. He told me I was acting insecure, that this wasn't like me, that I was starting to ruin something good by creating problems. He reminded me how much he admired my trust, how different I was from jealous girls. I apologized for asking. The night everything broke didn't look dramatic at all. He fell asleep next to me, fully dressed, phone buzzing softly on the bed. When I glanced at the screen, it was her. The time read 20:17 a.m., and I already knew it wasn't about work. I opened the messages. There were no hearts, no flirting you could screenshot and label as cheating. What they shared was worse than that. She told him she felt safe with him, that he understood her in a way no one else did. He told her that talking to her made his head quiet, that she made things feel easier. I scrolled through conversations where he complained about being misunderstood, about feeling drained, about needing space. Conversations we had never actually had together. When I woke him up and asked why he was emotionally investing in another woman, he didn't deny it. He didn't apologize. He just said it wasn't intentional, that it just happened, and asked why I was making it into something ugly. In that moment, I realized he had already rewritten the story in his head, and I was the problem in it. I left the next morning without yelling or begging. I packed my things while he watched, silent, almost relieved. He didn't ask me to stay. He didn't ask where I was going. He didn't need to. 2 months later, he posted at her, same places we used to go, same jokes he once shared with me, the same version of himself I thought was ours. And the people who told me I was overreacting suddenly had nothing to say, because the truth was simple and cruel. By the time I left, he had already moved on. I was just the last one to notice.